Hi angels, welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be about the divine feminine. Now I did a channel earlier, in my own personal session with Mother Lilith, and I felt this truth come up. I only just filmed yesterday, but I knew tonight, I'm filming, it's something that I feel called to do. So the divine feminine energy right now is going through such a deep and powerful transformation. And I wanted to share how that kind of makes me feel as a woman who hasn't always felt whole in herself. I always imagine myself under a tree, and I think for a long time I didn't really understand what that tree was, but I realize now it is absolutely Mother Lilith's garden. It's her tree. That is where I found myself. That is where I feel safe. But for a long time as a woman, especially as a child who was taken from her truth, who was not taught to be herself, it has been difficult to sit under this tree and really refine myself and accept myself. And I think a lot of us feel like that, whether you are a feminine or not, or you're someone who has just felt so out of touch within yourself for a very long time. And learning to love myself and be whole with my truth has been a difficult process. But sitting with myself and calling myself home, although it has been so difficult, I realized it's exactly what I needed to do to be able to feel myself. And I feel like a lot of us come from many lineages of women, of feminines. Again, whether you're feminine or masculine, right? We have come from that mother extension or that mother wound that has really been oppressed and that has not been taught to love themselves, who have not been taught to trust and be safe in their own vulnerabilities. And I think for the first time, the feminine energy is truly understanding what it means to choose herself, or to choose yourself again, regardless of genders, because that is where home is. It is within us. And as someone who has always been stripped away from who I am, I realize that my truth is centered in who I am. It's in choosing and making decisions for myself, whether that makes me the villain or whether that keeps me oppressed from other people. It's time for us to call ourselves home, to trust who we are deep within. And the feminine energy is going through this powerful shift. And I say this, under this tree is where I felt whole. It's where I have healed my sacred feminine. It's where I've been able to find peace within myself. And I hope that anyone listening to this feels that deeply. It is okay to trust yourself. It is okay to make decisions for yourself. It seems painful having to walk away from relationships, having to walk away from people, having to walk away from relationships that just don't serve us. Things and actions and decisions, life choices that have oppressed us. But it's time that we call ourselves home. And I feel it. I feel it in our voice. I hear it in this energy of Lilith, being in a Lilith embodiment. But I feel like in order to bring yourself home, you have to be vulnerable. And being vulnerable means that you have to take space for yourself. You have to be willing to release the abandonment that you feel, the self-rejection, but not release it so you can shame it away. It's all about accepting that energy, being able to hold yourself again for the first time. And I feel, and I can channel my own inner child, never felt safe within myself. And I feel it. I feel almost like this emotional surge around us. So many of your inner childs have not felt safe, were not taught to love themselves, were not taught to trust and be home within selves. But it is time to break that chain by choosing yourself and by willing to heal that feminine energy. It is time to claim that part of yourself back. I am going to go ahead and pull some cards here as well. This is something that I do feel called to today, because I do feel like as of right now, a lot of us are going to be almost walking into this really beautiful energy around us of claiming ourselves back. It's like we're walking on this path of the hermit, okay? And we are holding this lantern, and we don't know what is coming next, but we do know that being vulnerable, being ourselves, sitting under this tree means that we have to be willing to go to those uncomfortable places that we feel about ourselves, we feel about our traumas, we feel about our wounds, so we can heal and so we can shift. Because breaking the generational curse isn't just about having the aesthetic of it, it is about truly healing it and having to look at those painful wounds. But I also feel on the flip side of that, there is such peace, there is such sovereignty that is coming with choosing yourself, okay? Confidence in the power of healing, literally. You are healing yourself, you see. Plant medicine is coming up here. Just medicine around the body, medicine around self, medicine around your truth. For a long time, I felt almost in this energy of the bath, actually, and today I almost felt this with Mother Lilith. I felt this energy of having to sit with myself, having to accept that, like, I haven't always felt perfect within myself. I also haven't always been willing to heal myself to the depths that I have. I've been willing to set myself on fire. I've done a lot of healing work, let me just tell you right now. I've done a lot of transformation work especially from 2023, which I feel like is when my true shadow really began to heal. And I'm not scared to do so either. I will do it. It's painful. It is what it is. I will walk through hell. That's what I have to do. But this level of healing isn't just about setting yourself on fire anymore. This is about walking yourself into the water and almost like being willing to drown in the energy of love, of vulnerability, of safety. It's really about like, and I want you guys to feel this when I'm speaking. I know a lot of my picker cards in the past have been very, sit with yourself and just listen to the message so you can quickly scroll and go. But I want you to truly, however many videos I post sort of like this, whether it's one, whether it's two, I want you to sit and I want you to feel what I'm actually saying to you. If you are resonating with it, I want you to sit with yourself. I want you to put your hands on your womb and I want you to feel it. Feel what it means to be vulnerable. Allow yourself to really cry and let it out. Because if you don't let it out, it's going to sit and it's going to bottle and you're never going to be able to heal what you truly feel. And sometimes I notice when I work with Mother Lilith, it's not necessarily about what I do or what I think is coming. A lot of it is just sitting with myself and allowing that release and that crying to happen, because that's what happens with the healing. Healing is not about having the right answer or having the right, bottles of potions to be able to heal yourself. Yes, all that comes into play, but it's truly about feeling. It's not just about looking around and, thinking like, where is the remedy? True healing is happening within. It's happening when you sit in your body and you sit under this tree or wherever you feel safe, wherever you, really imagine yourself to sit with that feminine energy. It's about sitting in it, and it's about being able to open up new directions from that energy. Okay, let's see. So I feel like the feminine energy is about to get a lot of psychic downloads, okay? Yeah, look, dreams of repressed lust, okay? You're about to have a lot of psychic dreams, or the feminine energy is really about to start envisioning her life, what it looks like now and what you not just want to look like forwards. Because, one thing I've realized is in your feminine energy, you really got to be in the present moment. It's not just about what the future holds, okay? It's about, envisioning yourself as you are now. But I feel like the feminine energy moving forwards is about to really release a lot of the pain that has been trapped around fears, specifically around the body, around how you really are intimate with yourself, okay? This is all about intimacy. This is all about allowing yourself to have those feelings of lust, have those intimate moments with yourself. And intimacy isn't just pleasure in lust, okay, or in, you know, connecting with another person. Intimacy is in your voice. It's how you speak to yourself. It's how you see yourself. And you know what? For a long time, I haven't always felt that intimacy. Being someone that has been stripped of passions, of light, okay? I was a child that was almost like had too much light and did not know what to do with it, but at the same time it was really shoved in a box and it was not allowed to be expressed. And I feel like sometimes intimacy isn't just what we think it is. It is within that intimate speaking. Intimacy is also in sitting with ourselves, sitting in the bath, healing ourselves, allowing ourselves to listen. That is what intimacy is to me. It isn't just always lust. It isn't just always self-pleasure. That can also be a thing though. It is about truly looking at this gargoyle, which is reminding you of that fear, okay? The energy of the bat here with the wings. That reminds me of like having to really go in the underworld to face and bring out that pain. You're about to start having visions or feelings even around where you feel trapped. And I am hearing them say, hopefully this video will help you really bring to light some of those feelings, okay? It will help you really see, where have I been trapped within myself? Get yourself a notebook, write this down, okay? Write down how you truly have been feeling within when it comes to yourself, your feminine energy, your self-expression. You know, what really, I want you to really put your hands on your womb because that's where I feel called to right now, okay? Feel into your womb, speak to it as if it's a person. Allow it, the answer to come to you, and I promise you it will. Where have you been trapped, okay? Where have you not been expressing yourself? For me, it's really about self-love. It's about really allowing myself to be vulnerable when it comes to myself, allowing myself to heal in those moments where sometimes I could brush things off, whether it be working more or, you know, always having to search for something new. Sometimes it is just about really sitting with yourself and, you know, understanding that you are enough, because the feminine energy wants to rise. The rising feminine isn't just about what is happening in the world. It isn't just about the fall of the patriarchy. In order for the matriarchy to truly rise, it has to rise within self. Your voice, your inner rage has to come out. Rage isn't a bad thing, okay? It's a very beautiful thing. And sometimes people see rage as like aggression, or as like you can't be aggressive, okay? But rage isn't just about aggression. It's not anger. It's not bad. Rage is about expression. It's about having so much feeling for something that you could almost burst. And I feel like you're going to start seeing your body in a new way, but there needs to be this healing process, speaking to yourself, allowing yourself to come to the surface. So I want you to really just allow yourself, as this week or these weeks to come is what I'm hearing. Allow yourself to open up, okay? Let me just see if there is anything else that needs to be said right now. I do see apples as wisdom, okay? Connect with apples as you see this. Okay. The last thing I see is this collective, whoever is going to watch this and resonate with it, the last thing I see is you walking into this water. So I will see you on the other side of this water is what I'm hearing. That is what I'm hearing, truly. I love and appreciate you guys. I know I only pulled 2 cards, but like I said, I have to trust my intuition on this next part of my journey. Sometimes the message is only 2 cards. But I love and appreciate you. Thank you for listening. Again, you guys, I am posting on TikTok. I post on TikTok pretty much every day. I do also have Instagram. I have 2 Instagram. I started a new one, Angelina Phoenix Star, but recently I have been posting on my old one again because more people just see on there. But like I also haven't really been posting on Instagram that much. I took a bit of a break. I am just like listening to my energy and myself and seeing what needs to be posted where right now. It's a very interesting journey. We'll see you in the next video or very soon.